forgotten mine. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what you need to pack in your bag ready for race day.
So a few caveats to what we'll be talking about and the kit we'll be showing you today. We are just going to be talking about the kit that you need for the event itself, so nothing that you need sort of before or after. We're also assuming that we're going to be taking part on a beautiful British summer's day, so hopefully sunshine. You know, we're not going to talk about rain or extreme conditions or anything like that. We're just going to be talking about what you need for that event itself, so nothing you would need maybe like the night before or the night after, hotels, you know, sleeping arrangement, your special pillow, things like that. We're not going to be talking about those. And everything that we will be showing you is kit that we have bought with our own money and that we use ourselves. Nothing has been given to us for free, and we're not going to be doing any special reviews and talking about how amazing certain bits of kit is. This is what we actually use on race day.
However, if you are a brand watching this, please send us free stuff. We'll happily accept free stuff to do a review for you.
And to use ourselves.
Yeah. Right, so we start with the swim then. What do we pack for the swim? Actually, before we start, can you tell whose is packs whose? Right, anyway, let's start with the swim. First things first, what would you pack?
I'm going to say goggles.
One pair?
Optional case, but I always feel a case is always useful. There we go. So I've got my pool swimming goggles in there and I've got my open water swimming goggles in there. Quick comparison of open water swimming goggles as well. So we've got different lenses as well.
You know, Anne always looks through everything with rose tinted glasses. You've got ones that are polarised and then mine are slightly dull.
And a bit scratched.
And a bit scratched.
Hence why you need one of these.
Yes, you do. So these are great if you've got an early morning start and it's a bit dull, the weather. And these are great if you've got an early morning start with a beautiful sunrise. A bit of, you know, keep the sun out of your eyes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, 2 pairs, just in case one breaks. Good. Goggles. Now, swim hat. You will probably be given a swim hat to wear in the race, but especially us girls that have got hair, especially a fringe, I always wear 2. So I'll put one on, then I'll put my goggles on, and then I'll put the race swim cap over the top. And that's just in case that top one comes off, or if a mass start and you're in the melee of it, or you might get your goggles knocked off. But you've got your race hat over the top, so I always take a spare swim hat.
Perfect.
Working our way down.
Tri-suit.
That's my tri-suit.
So we have the tri-suit. Obviously we would wear this underneath our wetsuit if you are doing an open water swim and you are wearing a wetsuit. But to be honest, your tri-suit, even these long sleeve or the short sleeve ones now, but they have sleeves down to your elbow, you can still wear them in the pool. I would recommend you test it first, because one of the first ones that I bought that was a sleeved one was a bit baggy, so actually just swimming on it on its own, it was a bit loose around the neck, so I had to change my tri-suit for that reason. How do you find swimming in that one?
Actually, it's really good. It's nice and tight round the neck, so it doesn't create much drag when I'm swimming in a pool. But it's lovely to race and run in. Just protects the shoulders a bit from sunburn and if I were to fall off my bike. And then I would wear my tri-suit going underneath my clothes. Do you get changed there? Or?
No, I'd have the tri-suit on bottom half, and then I'd have the top half rolled down for the potential toilet situation, and then roll it up ready for race start.
Yeah, brill. Tri-suit. What, you wear your heart rate monitor all the time, don't you?
I've only literally just taken it off just now. I have it on 24. I don't have it on 24/7. No. So yeah, heart rate monitor. I would always have all of my events, so that just goes on underneath my tri-suit, ready to go.
I don't bother with one personally, but anyway, wetsuit.
A flip-flop.
Flip-flop.
Just the one?
Just the one. No, I would take 2 flip-flops. Sometimes when you go into transition, the swim might be a little bit away, so you might have to walk there barefoot. You can take just an old pair of flip-flops to walk to the start, and then you can leave them at the start, but make sure you go back for them when you've finished. Some other little things that you might need for the swim, body glides and anti-chafe stuff.
Yeah.
That you could put around your neck, or if you rub here.
Yeah. It's worth checking where your seams are. So some tri-suits have really awkward seams underneath the arms, and like chafing in.
Yeah. Some people use baby oil. That might damage the suit, might not. I think the jury's out about suit damage, or Vaseline, that might damage the suit. So other things you can use, especially on the bottom of your legs to help
get it off,
whip the wetsuit off. So that's our list.
No, one other thing as well would be anti-fog for your goggles. So if you do have a bit of a habit of having steamed up goggles, having a bit of anti-fog on the inside before you start the race, obviously make sure you rinse it out with water first, but that can just help stop them from steaming up. So sometimes you haven't quite got access to the water. I know people like to splash them inside with water first before putting them on and then starting their swim, but you know, if you're on the edge of the lake or the edge of the beach or whatever and you haven't got access to the water first, a little bit of anti-fog before you get going.
Or just spit in them.
Or yeah, the free option is to spit in them.
Okay, so let's move on to what you need to take for the bike section.
Should we start with our heads?
I always start at the top, work my way down.
Work my way down. So helmet is the obvious one. No helmet, no rides. Loads of options on the market. So we've got road helmet, or you can, you know, if you fancy a faster helmet, you can get yourself a time trial or a triathlon helmet. As long as it protects your head, you can't go too far wrong with that one.
Some glasses.
Yep, sunnies.
To not only protect your eyes from the sunshine, but also to protect your eyes in case any little stones flip up of the road. So yeah, helmet. Well, I always put my sunglasses on first and then my helmet, because for the run, then they're always on. Sometimes some people put their helmet, then their sunglasses, and then it's all tangled.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a little extra top tip for you.
Top tip.
And I always leave them open rather than closed, so that's quicker.
Yeah, so it's always good to make sure you, like, even with the straps as well, you can leave them, you know, on your tri bars, or if you've got a road bike, just hooking one over the end of the road bike handle to make sure that it's there ready, so you can just pick it up, put it on your head, and then get going.
And I love this one because it's magnetic, so it's really quick and easy to put on.
Nice.
Rather than if you've got cold hands, like, oh, I can't get it, come on!
Do it.
But yeah.
Nice.
Helmet. Let's work our way back down. Race belt. You can put it on underneath your wetsuit if you want, with your number on, or if you think, oh my gosh, that might, you know, get caught when I take my wetsuit off quickly, you can then put it on when you get onto your bike. So you can have some little gels and the little things if you want. So race belt, always really good to have, because when you cycle, the number's got to be on the back, and then when you run, the number's got to be on the front, so it's really quick and easy to...
And they're elastic wheels, so they have got a clip on them. What I find actually, if you just leave the clip done up and have it open on the floor, you can just step in it and pull it up as you would a pair of trousers. Gels as well, actually, we haven't mentioned the nutrition, but making sure you've got enough fuel for the bike ride that you're going to be doing. So whether you're going to take your fuel on via your bottle and drinking your energy, or whether you're going to take it on via gels, but even in a short distance triathlon or a sprint distance triathlon, you definitely need to consider what you're taking on board, so making sure you are fueling the event you're doing.
And I always take 2 water bottles, because in case, you know, you go over a pothole and one flings off your stuff, don't you? Even, you know, on those short ones, definitely have 2 water bottles. Bike shoes.
Should we show mine?
Yeah, let's show yours.
Bike shoes?
Aha! You need like a little sparkly effect around them. Bike shoes, what have you got on the tab of your bike shoes? On the back?
Oh, on that one I've got an elastic band. I've lost the other elastic band. But yeah, so elastic band ready for a potential flying mount. So for anything up to a long distance triathlon, I would do a flying mount. If it's a long distance triathlon, I may not, because the time saving isn't really worth it. So I'll probably put shoes on and just run those. But obviously, when making sure that your shoes are nice and open on the bike, so that when you jump straight on, your foot can find the shoe straight away and you can get going nice and quickly. So it does save a few seconds, but practice a lot first.
They're always great to watch at the mountain line when people attempt them. They can go so wrong, but they can go so right.
My favourite place to be, love it.
If you're doing something long, or you want the comfort pair of socks at this point.
Yeah, definitely. It's worth spending the time to be comfortable. You know, if your event's going 4, 5, 6 plus hours, comfort is key. Like you don't want to get halfway around the bike course and then start really feeling that you've got a burning spot on your foot and your feet are aching and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely comfort is key for longer events.
For your shorter events, some talcum powder in those shoes to help your feet dry off.
Definitely. Definitely. And if you do find that the shoe rubs, so you've been out and practiced and you realise actually the bike shoe is just rubbing around by your ankle or something, actually just a little bit of Vaseline around those edges can actually just sort of take away that kind of rubbing and make it feel a bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, you can do that before you start, can't you? Have the Vaseline already done, so you don't do that in transition.
Yeah.
And then right on the floor, a towel you can stand on. However, make sure your towel isn't like multicoloured with a big arrow, Kelly's bike here, because one of the rules in transition is you can't mark your spot. So as long as it's not obvious, you can have a small towel to step on to dry your feet.
Oh, did you get the new British Triathlon? I just remembered that.
Oh, what have they got you?
What have they got me? They've personally sent me a floor mat to stand on. Look at that.
Wow, that's nice.
Off the press. So you could use that to stand on in transition.
Yeah, brilliant.
There we go.
So it must be within the rules, otherwise they wouldn't send you one.
Well, I think maybe it's for wetsuit changing.
Oh, okay. So there we go, there's our bike list. So we've done the bike section and now we're moving on to the run.
So you come running in transition, you wrapped your bike first, most importantly, then you're taking your helmet off. Your bike shoes may be on the pedals, they might be on the floor, but then we're obviously going to get ourselves set up for that run section. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pop on your running shoes. I'm not touching them.
These are my favourite shoes actually, they don't make these anymore and it makes me quite sad. But elastic laces.
Crucial.
Yes, we don't want to be faffing having to tie our shoelaces. And why I love these ones, because like your tongue's all flappy, isn't it?
It's a bit loose.
So when you put it on, it must bunch up.
Yeah,
So
it needs a bit of a pull to get it to flatten out a
So
little bit.
therefore my shoes are better, because mine is all one. So the tongue is actually all part of the trainer, so there's no bunching up. So your foot slips straight in and off you go. So pair of trainers, pre-talced.
Yep.
That's probably post-talced.
I was going to say that's years worth of
That's
talc.
years worth of talc in there to help them go on, and you know, you might have a bit wet, sweaty feet.
Yeah. On the laces front, actually, if you're doing a longer distance triathlon, so middle distance, maybe you might actually want to just have normal laces, actually, because the comfort might outweigh the elastic laces. I don't know about you, but elastic laces never feel quite comfortable. They never feel like they're really holding the foot secure. So you might find actually spending that extra, you know, 2 minutes, minute and a half, 2 minutes, actually tying your laces is worth the sacrifice to having a comfortable pair of shoes.
Well, I've never really gone long enough to worry about it, to be fair.
There you go. Top tip from me then.
Top tip from Anne. Your race belt would already be on anyway, so you know you might have had the gels in that you're going to use for your run already threaded through.
And then again, another top tip for the longer distance guys, so middle distance and above, you might actually find having 2 race belts beneficial. So you have one race belt that you have specifically for the bike, which might not have any nutrition, and then when it comes to the run, you might have one set up with gels on it, so that you actually put that one on, you got the gels ready for the run, and then you can get going straight away. So you could always use 2 race belts.
And your glasses.
Sunglasses.
Be on.
Yeah.
So that's everything you need to actually do the race, and here's a little list of some extra stuff that will be super useful.
Like electrical tape, so it's useful for a whole range of things. It could just be that something's come loose on your bike maybe, and you just want to sort of tie together a bit of electrical tape. It could be useful for holding your gels on the bike, so that's quite a good top tip, is to tape your gels onto your bike so you can just rip them off and then take them on board.
Or if your bar ends accidentally fall out in the car and you've lost your bar end, you can also use the electrical tape to close those bar end holes.
You can indeed. Your British Triathlon membership, they don't do the cards anymore, but as long as you've got the image saved, I always have a screenshot of my membership card now saved in a place where I know to get it very quickly on my phone.
Brilliant. If you've got like any chargers that you need to take, any sort of like emergency little things, your mobile phone, you put batteries on the list. What would you use batteries for?
So that's one for me, and my power meter needs batteries.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I've been at an event before where you wrapped up and you turn your bike computer on, it's come up battery low, and you're like, ah.
So I'm glad you said bike computer. So if you use bike computer, if you use a watch, your watch, mobile phone, some cash just in case you need it for parking or the ice cream van stuff.
Always. And coffee.
And coffee. And your bank card.
I think that was it.
That's about it, yeah.
So there are various ways you can actually pack your bag, and as you can probably see from this video with us two, there are definitely 2 types of people how you pack your bag. So I would recommend finding a bag for each discipline. So I would tend to have like a bike bag that has helmet and shoes in it, so I know exactly where all my bike related stuff is. I've then got a bag for my run related stuff, and I've got my swim related stuff in the top of the bag. Or you can just put it
Have a bag!
Have it all in one bag. But let us know what type of athlete you think you are in the comments below.
Thank you for watching our video on what to put in your bag for a race day kit. I decided to put some of mine on
I was told to put the helmet on.
because it's funny. But make sure you
Hit that like and subscribe button, and then tap that bell icon to make sure you get notified when our next video comes out.
ding ding ding.